Good evening, everyone. We're going to call our City Council meeting to order today, Monday, September 9th, 2024. We'll start with an invocation by Dr. Eric Hankins from First Baptist Church of Fairhope, and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray together. Lord, in a couple of days, our nation and our community will pause to remember the events of September 11th, 2001. We pause to remember because it's easy to forget. In the busyness of life, it's easy to forget what matters most. In the scramble to provide, it's easy to forget that you are taking care of us all. When things go right, it's easy to forget who deserves the real credit. And when things go wrong, it's easy to forget that you have a higher purpose. In the midst of our forgetfulness, a day like 9/11, as hard as it is, helps us to remember. We remember that even when evil and hate seem great, good and love will ultimately triumph. We remember that all around us every day, there are men and women who run toward trouble and pain when everyone else is running away. We remember that we live in a country that still shines as a beacon of freedom and still remembers that such freedom must always be paid for with sacrifice and courage. For all these things, we're grateful. May these remembered truths light the way for all of us who are gathered here today for the work of guiding our community's life together in this great land of ours. I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, you may be seated. Oh. All right, guys. All right. Very good. All right. If I can get someone to approve the minutes from our August 26, 2024 regular city council meeting.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. All right. So second on the agenda is a report from our mayor. Our mayor's not here. Our city clerk, Ms. Lisa, is going to read a proclamation, two proclamations actually, for us.
The first one is for National Voter Registration Day. Whereas our democratic system of government relies on the active participation of its citizens, and whereas National Voter Registration Day, observed annually on September 17th, serves as a crucial reminder of the importance of voters' registration in ensuring every eligible citizen has the opportunity to exercise their fundamental right to vote. And whereas voter registration is a vital step in the democratic process that enables individuals to have a voice in shaping the future of their communities, state, and nation. And whereas increasing voter registration and participation is essential to a thriving democracy and helps to reflect the diverse perspectives and needs of our community. And whereas it is the responsibility of all residents to ensure they are registered to vote and to encourage others to do the same, fostering an engaged and informed electorate. And now, therefore, I, Sherry Sullivan, Mayor of the City of Fairhope, Alabama, do hereby proclaim September 17th, 2024 as National Voters Registration Day in Fairhope. I encourage all residents to participate in this important day by verifying their voter registration status, assisting others in registering, and engaging in the electoral process to uphold the principles of democracy. And in witness whereof, I have hereto set my hand and caused the great seal of the City of Fairhope to be affixed this 9th of September, 2024. Thank you.
All right.
Sorry.
Thank you, Ms. Pace.
Hi, how
Hello.
are you?
Welcome.
On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Baldwin County, we appreciate it, and we just wanted to remind everyone to register to vote by October 21st.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do we want to get a picture? We were told to get a picture. I was then bossed around. I was told I was supposed to take a picture. So let me do what I'm supposed to do. Been married 25 years, so I'm good at this. I don't know. Anybody take a picture? I'll take a picture.
If I can get my phone over it, turn it off.
You want to get out of the way of that screen.
Sorry. About that. I turned it off. He's coming now, got it. Sorry, sir. Very good. Thank you. One more, too. Excellent, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Okay. The next proclamation is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Is Abby Eubanks and Kim Suchin here? That's okay. All right, whereas childhood cancer is the leading cause of death by disease in children, and whereas 47 children per day are diagnosed with cancer in the U.S., and there are approximately 40,000 children on active treatment at any given time, and whereas the National Cancer Institute recognizes the unique research needs of the childhood cancer and the associated need for increased funding to carry this out, and whereas in the last 10 years, only 4 new drugs have been approved by the FDA to specifically treat childhood cancer. And whereas researchers and healthcare professionals work diligently, dedicating their expertise to treat and cure children with cancer, and it is vital that those affected by childhood cancer have access to quality, affordable care, and that research of all forms of childhood cancer continues to be vigorously supported. And whereas too many children are affected by this deadly disease, and more must be done to raise awareness and find a cure. And now, therefore, I, Sherry Sullivan, as mayor of the city of Fairhope, do hereby proclaim September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in the city of Fairhope, and recognize the determination and bravery with which these children fight their battles against cancer should be recognized and commended by all. And Miss Abby is a childhood cancer survivor, thanks to St. Jude.
Can I get something?
Thank you. God bless you, Miss Abby. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
All right, guys. Ooh. All right, public participation. You have 3 minutes for agenda items 6 through, agenda items 6 through 21, 6 through 20. Agenda items 6 through 20, you have 3 minutes to speak on it. Please present your name, your address. All right, seeing none, we'll close public participation. Council comments.
I have none.
I have none.
All right. Now, on mine, Ms. Pace, did you have any more that you needed to say? I will yield mine if you need to say something.
Thank you, I appreciate the time.
Yes, ma'am.
We just really wanted to emphasize to the city and to its residents that anyone eligible to vote only has until October 21st to register for, to vote in this upcoming general election. And that the Secretary of State's website is fantastic and easy to do all of that. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
What a bit.
Thank you. All right. All right. Hunter, let's see. Agenda number 5 is a public hearing. It's an ordinance amending zoning ordinance number 1-1253, request of the applicant Christopher Lieb to rezone property from R1 low-density single-family residential district to B4 business and professional district. The property is approximately .69 acres and is located at 7671 Parker Road. Yes,
I'll
sir.
introduce the ordinance.
Please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is, Chris Lieb is the applicant, and this property is, as we said, on Parker Road, kind of across from the Publix, just north of the Publix. There was a residential, kind of mixed, slightly mixed-use PUD the city approved, and the property just adjacent to that, while it sits within a PUD, it follows the B2, I believe, guidelines. So these properties are, there's an existing house on one of the properties. The intent is basically convert that home, that building into a professional office and do something similar on the second lot. There's the existing plans. We're not approving a site plan within the rezoning, but that is what's being worked on at this point in time. The uses, and Councilman Burrell will, I acknowledge some of our previous conversations about creating some other districts and not having a string of restricted uses. This is one that was already in the works before that conversation, so we did kind of look at some of the adjacent properties, like the buffers being required, 20-foot landscape buffers by the residential properties. We do agree with in general, the B4, but not all of the uses in B4. And so we are recommending approval of this rezoning request with some conditions, and those restrictions of uses are one, so schools, library, public utility, grocery store, convenience store, convalescent or nursing home, outdoor recreation facility, mortuary or funeral home, personal storage, boarding house or dormitory, and limited manufacturing are the uses. We did request rezoning request for the use as professional office. Any change in use other than professional office shall meet all applicable laws and regulations at the time of application. This did go through Planning Commission and comes to you with a unanimous recommendation of approval as well from the Planning Commission. So Chris Lieb is here if you have any questions of him. He's actually looking to purchase this for his own office. We see him a lot of times representing other projects, but this is actually his personal project. So he's here if you have any questions for him, and certainly I can answer any if you have it.
Go ahead, Councilman Burrell. Yes, sir.
Hunter, on the B4, if you go to zoning of B4, is there a height restriction on that?
B4 is, it's either 30 or 35 feet. I can't remember off the top of my head. I can look that up for you, and I'll let you know for sure.
And I know that you said maybe have another zoning, but until that time, I do appreciate the fact that there were multiple restrictions put on that.
Right.
But I did wonder, what the density of an office complex could be on those lots. I mean, if you go up 35 feet and you have multiple offices per floor,
Your parking is going to limit the density.
Property changes hands,
Right.
properties can be sold.
Absolutely. Since we're not in the CBD, there is specific requirements. Can't remember, there's a table, and I think office kind of has an escalation. So that's what's going to limit the density, is pretty small lots, or relatively small lots.
Would there be parking requirements for that? Because they are overlooking, I know it's a PUD that they share almost that same lot with, but
Right.
then to the east is, almost estate size residential lots. And I just, buildings towering over that in the future.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the
Just trying to
30,
think- I'm trying to
35
think
feet is it, but there is the standard parking requirements for office is in effect here under B4. So that's going to limit your density a little bit. And B4 also has a rear setback, and there's also some buffer requirements as long as it's residential. So that's a protection against residential that kind of does have a little bit of, those dimensional requirements kind of limit. If everything was rezoned to commercial in 40 years and maybe that worked out, they could come back in with a development plan. That's potential. But right now, with the buffers, the parking requirements, you're not going to put a towering, frankly, the B2 in the PUD could do a little bit more than this one under B2.
so you're saying we have less to worry about with the B4
Yes.
as far as those concerns?
So in your commercial districts outside the CBD, standard B1, B2, B4, your B4 is professional office district. There are some uses in there that we kind of restricted out. But in general, your B4 is a less intense use than B2. So your B2 is larger, more intense uses.
So
that you might
this is,
find
I
out
just
on
have,
Greeno.
so this is right in the middle of a residential area, correct?
No, your Parker Road is one of the village nodes, and you've got Publix and that shopping center just to the
Publix is to the
south.
right. Is that where we
Publix
are?
is to the south. So
To
if
the
you're
south
looking
of it.
on the aerial here on the screen, you can see the Publix building right here.
Yeah, down below, got you.
And then everything on Greeno Road, the guy, I forget which, is that Sefco?
Yep.
Or,
So it sits right behind, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, is
So
it residential right by the way?
All of that
Yes.
is residential on this side, most of it so far, right?
the new development is all residential, and then I
These are all,
believe this is county's own residential property.
yeah.
So, and then I know a lot of there was concerns of pedestrians, and I know we do have the sidewalk kind of connecting Main Street and Parker Road, that project, so there
I don't
will
have
be
a problem,
sidewalks.
Council, with the commercial, I don't have a problem with the officers there, but is there a way to put a condition that we get a site plan and approve it? And the only reason
Coming
I'm
to
bringing up this
council?
meeting is I don't want it to get too far down the line. Yeah. Put all those restrictions in there, can you do a site plan approval?
I would
I'm
assume
only
you,
thinking, there's places in this city that people have said they're going to do X, and look, no offense, but then they come back and they
Yeah.
do Y.
Well, I just always leery about zone changes,
I gotta ask from a question of our council, because this could affect, would that require, it's not a dimensional requirement, so would that require re-advertising to add a mandatory site plan review? Site plan review is a review that comes to council in our planning, so a procedural addition right now, would that have to go back and take the 6 weeks for advertising?
I don't know the answer to that right now. I mean, I gotta.
And I assume if this lays over, we can certainly get that definitive
Yeah.
answer before the next
yeah, this is
meeting.
gonna lay over, of course,
My
yes.
gut tells me yes, but I think I need to look at it more.
It
All right, so we're gonna, are you done?
it doesn't change the underlying zoning in any shape, form, or fashion, it's just,
Well, it's just one of the major requirements on it, so I don't know the answer to it, that's what I'm telling you.
and we can't, up here at times, when we're rushed to make a
Yeah.
decision because we're worried about time, we give in to things that we may not give into because, if we took our time. Just a thought.
Yeah.
And we can certainly get that answer.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna lay over, and so, we're gonna go ahead and open. You ready to go ahead? So we'll go ahead and open the public hearing, council. Anybody that wants to come up and speak on this particular agenda item, please come to the podium. Please state your name and your address about this particular agenda item. Yes.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Chris Lieb. I'm the applicant for the project. And like he said, this is for my own personal office to move my business back to Fairhope. So as far as the density and the height for this lot, I did a site plan just to see what you could fit on there, and I believe the most you could ever fit on that lot with even, if you crammed everything in there, is like a 3,200 square foot office. It may be around 3,000, but the most you could get there was 3,200 square feet because of the parking requirements. Even with the compact parking, maxing that out and everything else.
Even with going vertical?
Yes, sir, even with going vertical. Because you have to put the building all the way up on the front setback and put all the parking behind it, which I think would look nicer anyway. But that's the biggest you could put on there, would be that. And 2 stories would probably be the most you could ever do. Currently, I'm not planning on doing anything on that property, but that was, if I were to do something in the future, that's what my thought was, 3,200 square feet, 1 floor, because 2 floors, people don't really like that too much. And so I maxed out the parking, and it's about 3,200 square feet. As far as the existing one, it would just be a renovation, and most of the parking would be behind it, and there'd be one parking spot, ADA accessible up front to be able to get in the front door. And this is, this is just something that I want to get back to the city, because this is where I grew up, and I want to, make it my home. So this is why I'm bringing it here.
Okay. So this is something you think about doing in the future? Just
So,
sitting on it
so
right
the
now.
lot next door, that would be future stuff, but where the current structure is,
Gotcha.
pending approval,
Right,
I
right.
would start the renovation process and move in as quick as I could.
Okay. So how much parking and traffic what are we looking at? With the parking and 3200, the traffic and movement, how much parking spaces is he required right now? Is there no
I
requirements?
think it's around 14.
14?
For
Okay.
the lot next door, and I can only fit about 8 parking spaces on the existing one. It's about 1,700 square feet, plus or minus,
All
for
right.
the existing structure.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Questions, council? And we'll let this lay over. What?
Close the.
Oh, we got to close it? Yeah, we haven't closed it yet? All right, thank you. We'll close the public hearing now. All right, thank you. And we'll let this one lay over. Thanks, Hunter. All right, agenda item number 6 is a final adoption. It's an ordinance to amend Chapter 10.5 Environment, specifically Article 2, Emergency Water Conservation Plan, to add Section 10.5, 55.5, Mechanical and System Emergency, City of Fairhope Code of Ordinances. This was introduced at the August 26, 24 City Council meeting.
I'm going to move for final adoption.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for final adoption. Any further discussion? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, well, hold on. I'm going to talk. I did this. He going to get me if I, every time. Any further discussion? Yeah, we talked about this the last week. We discussed it. This is just to clean up our ordinance. We came into a situation in our emergency situation to where we did not have an instrument or a tool to do the things that we needed to do without putting a burden on the citizens. This would give us an opportunity to do this without a burden on the citizens, as far as fines and this and that, and control the water conservation process. That's what this is for those that are watching. All right.
Place 1,
Aye.
Council President.
Aye.
Place 3,
Aye.
place 4. Place 5.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 7 is a resolution that the mayor, Sherry Sullivan, is hereby authorized to execute change order number 3 for a bid number 063-22, pump station and force main maintenance phase 2, with a cost of $241,715.00 to award change order number 3 to a Long Boring Inc. The new contract total will be $5,125,025. All right, who has, okay, good. There
I'm
you
here.
go. All right, very good.
All right, so what this is for is, this is to upsize the force main on 181 for the future growth, about a quarter mile north of the Publix lift station. It's a capacity improvement.
Okay. The change order, for instance, speak specifically on the change order.
So this is going to be additional work that's going to be done. They're already there, mobilized, putting in the force main, and we're going to ask them to continue to move up north just for the growth of those properties up there.
Okay. So we needed more pipe,
We
Is
need
that what you're saying?
we need a bigger pipe.
bigger pipe. yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. All right, very good.
Any more questions on that?
Council?
Yeah, I believe that there was wasn't there a budget request to move some money around?
I think it's the next item.
That's
The
number
next item.
8. Yeah, is that included in that, Kim? So where do you get the $241,000?
Yeah.
We had a project, some savings from another project, and that's where we're
So from water, is that what we're saying? Or from capital?
from capital.
That's what I'm asking, yeah. Okay. Council,
I'll make a motion, we approve the resolution.
Second.
And the
Thank you.
change.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. All right. Agenda item number 8 is a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2024 budget for items that have been previously approved in regular scheduled council meetings and related thereto are hereby adopted, and the adjustments are to be recorded as budget transfers as noted in the resolution. So Kim, yes, I know there's a list here.
Yes. These are some items, you know, we changed our layout on our agenda form. And so these notes were put into the financial section, so y'all approved these projects, but the notes were not added to the resolution itself. And so we used the documentation from the resolution that authorizes us to do budget transfers. And so these were caught, and it was just an oversight. And so the resolution that you see in front of you now is the actual debits and credits to be able to move the monies to the proper place. So y'all have any questions? And we attached, you know, all the copies of all the agendas just so you can see where they were done.
Will we have a follow-up resolution sometime in the future, and maybe it's a list of a half a dozen more that includes the $241,715 that we just spent? Showing how that's being moved in the budget?
We can, yes, I'll go through there, but if it's within that project, within that operations is where we're coming forward to having approved that.
Are you saying that it was, if it's just going from water to water, you don't have to do that? Or what are you saying?
It's within that budget line item. Within water, yes, or within sewer. These were truly moving from either to a different fund, a different
Right.
company that we need your authorization to.
Okay, so you have the 241 in the budget in water then? to
Yes,
move.
sir.
So
But
it
for-
doesn't need to do that?
Within that general ledger line item. But we bring it forward for projects like that, y'all are the awarding authority to authorize that contract and to approve it.
So for instance, on description amount, it says water capital improvement, and the debit was $61,564. So that money, we moved from somewhere that wasn't in water.
Yeah, we're moving it from general fund
That's
to
from-
water.
To water.
To water, and that was for a roof repair that's in the Pecan building,
For
and
the
so we have
Pecan
some general fund operations, planning departments in that building, and so we share the cost, and so that was for general fund to help offset that, and so that's just authorizing to move that money.
Those account numbers are changing, you're doing that? basically?
Yes,
That's what it
yes,
is.
and so like for this is
Yeah.
moving from general fund over to the water department.
Yeah.
And so the example of us moving money from grants, from a grants fund, from a federal grants fund, from general fund. We're supporting this grants project, so we are authorizing to move money from general fund into the federal grants fund. And that was the $1 million.
And there was a couple of them. There was another one for a match of $2 million for the K-1 Center as well,
That's right.
as far as grants. As I do my due diligence, I remember that
Yes,
one. Okay.
yes. And they would have been in the resolution, it was just an oversight of where we had it in the bottom of the notes.
Yeah.
And it was a transition from Lisa having surgery.
Ah, got you. So this is not, okay, I got you. So this is not something that we were not capturing once before. We just kind of missed it a couple of times. But we have this in structure. That was my next question,
Yes.
by the way. Like, like how did we get out of order? But got you. Okay, all right. That's, I
Yes,
want to
we-
make sure that, okay, got you.
Yes.
Because I was going to say, well, we might want to check, make sure that we're,
I move to adopt the resolution.
very good.
Second.
All right. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right. Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Kim and Ms. Lisa. All right. Agenda item number 9 is a resolution that the Mayor Sherry Sullivan is hereby authorized to execute an indemnity agreement between Oak Hollow Forum, Inc. and the City of Fairhope for the city's Christmas event for city employees or employees at the barn on Friday, December 13th, 2024, from 12 p.m. to 3:30 p.m.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
We got to have that because Boone will be there probably.
Absolutely.
All right.
Free food, baby.
Yes, sir. All right. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 10 is a resolution to authorize submission of pre-application for fiscal year 2025 Airport Improvement Program and Airport Infrastructure Grant Projects for H.L. Sonny Callahan Airport and any related forms or documents on behalf of the city of Fairhope by its mayor. All right, Jack, you want to
Yeah, I can
kind
cover
of
that.
talk
You know,
about this one a little
We
bit?
apply for our AIP money every year. And sometimes we get awarded all of it, sometimes we get awarded part of it, and maybe we get none of it. So this is just, there's a list of projects on there that we're applying for our 2025, FY 2025 AIP grant monies. And there's some pretty good ones on there this year. Runway lighting system and guidance sign and east terminal ramp, northwest apron. Those are all, sorely needed by the airport, and it just continues to move that east side further along. It's finally coming together.
Yeah, so this is the amount, Jack. Tell us, were we pushing for $3 million? Is that
Right.
right? Yes. So this is about a $3 million project. And what's the match on that?
The airport authority matches 5%.
5%.
It's 90% grant, it's 5% state transportation money, and 5% airport money.
Very good. All right. Council, any further discussion on that? All right, can I get can we move the business?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 11 is a resolution that the City Council approves the application submitted to the EDPA's Seeds Funding Opportunity in the amount of $1 million for the Airport Industrial Park. The grant does require a 50-50 match. The city will utilize the $3 million HUD Community Project Funding Grant as its match.
Is this what we were just, the
No,
same
thi-
dollar
thi-
amounts we were just talking about, or?
This would be on the west side of the
Okay.
property, and it would be additional money that we're seeking to finish the road
Got it.
through a light industrial park and infrastructure, water, sewer, gas, electric, whatever's needed on that side.
Just happen to be the same dollar amount as one of those.
Yeah, no, it's
part of it.
not. And the good news is that we can use the $3 million grant that we've already won.
To pay for our half.
To pay for the half of the million. So
That's
basically,
what I was talking.
we're getting $4 million
Got it.
total.
Yeah.
Well, we hope, if we get the additional million, we would have $4 million total.
Yeah, but these two projects kind of help each other. I mean, these two.
Yeah, it's for the same,
Same.
for the same project.
Very good, very good.
I make a motion to approve. Second.
All right, very good. So I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 12 is a resolution that the City of Fairhope accepts amendment number 3 to grant number 8 RDC GR 011087, Restore Act Working Waterfront and Green Space Restoration Project Agreement for additional grant funds from the U.S. Treasury in the amount of $3,589,095, and the City Council authorized Mayor Sherry Sullivan to sign the amendment grant agreement on behalf of the city. All right, Ms. Nicole, is Nicole here? Yes, I think this is one of yours. Let's talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, so if you'll remember, we had an overrun with the bid that came in, the only bid, and we went back and negotiated with them, their price came down, but we still did not have enough money from what we were originally awarded with the Restore grant. So we went back to them and asked the AGCRC and the Restore Council to give us a plus up on that. They said yes, but this project goes through the Treasury. So everything that we do not only has to get approved by ADCNR, it also has to get approved by the Treasury Department. So this is the Treasury Department saying, yes, we approve this as well, and now we're putting it into an amendment. That's all it is.
Very good.
So moved.
Second. Thank you, Ms. Love.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. I have a business been moved and a second. Any further discussion? This is just basic, follow-through paperwork so we can get our monies. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right, agenda item number 13 is a resolution to award bid number 24062 of 2024 for the Stacks Gully Slope Stabilization Project to Thomas H. Davis III Construction Company, Inc., with a total bid proposal not to exceed $186,883.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Who is this? Joe.
I'm here for Richard
John.
Johnson,
Yeah.
John Thomas.
John.
He
Joe,
is
John.
in Atlanta with the mayor and George Ladd, so I wasn't sure if you had a question. I've also got the next one after this if you got
Yeah,
it.
so this is pretty straightforward, right? We're just awarding the bid process, right? All right, how many bids we get? I think it was 3. It's like I thought 3.
Two, pretty
Yeah, two,
significant
but it's a
difference.
significant difference.
That's right. It was a huge difference. Yes.
It's a really good bid.
Really good bid. One was 500 and some thousand dollars, the other was 180, so I remember
Two
now.
real bids and a guess.
That's right. That's right. All right, very
That's why I
good.
just went in.
Yeah. Do I have a motion and a second, guys? All right. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 14 is a resolution that the City Council approves the selection by Mayor Sherry Sullivan for Wolf House Movers LLC to conduct an on-site moving feasibility study for Tolstoy Park, AKA the Henry Stewart House, Hermit House, and allow the mayor to execute a contract for a not-to-exceed cost of $6,500. I think Boone, this is one of Boone's deals.
Yeah.
We're getting the
This is
project.
actually a project that we are looking at to do, and we're having a little trouble finding a mover that can move this complicated building, historical building, off the property. But we found one, but they're in Pennsylvania, and they can come down and assess the property, assess what they need to do, get a plan, and give us a firm price on how to do this instead of me guessing at it. And so their fee is $6,500 for them to perform these services, which will be paid out of the funds set up by the Tolstoy, I guess, fund that they've got set up through contributions.
Right. And so this is not, the city is not doing this. This is, we're helping citizens do this.
Correct.
Into a fund,
Yeah,
a restricted fund.
Actually, we're allocating their money to
That's right.
do this project.
I just want to make sure
Correct.
that everybody's understanding.
Right.
The city is not in the business of moving homes. Just want to, but I think this is a good deal. So I'm excited to see what they're going to say, Boone, because, we tried to move a house
This is a
before.
real good company. They've been in
Right.
business since the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and they've moved a lot of historical buildings.
That's impressive.
That's some pretty cool pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they picked up the Library of Congress and moved it to something. It's crazy.
But anyway, they're gonna come out here and gave us a game plan anyway.
So hopefully it'll be easier to raise some money when we know what target we're
And
That's right.
shooting at.
That's the theory behind it.
That's the
yes.
theory,
Once
right.
we have a set number, we can got something to go to, we can get the money to start rolling.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Yeah, motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I'm really, I'm sad to see it move from its original location, but to preserve it and to put it on the proposed spot out there on the Triangle property
Yes.
is, I think, a very good compromise. And Mr. Brewer probably wants to speak to that, but I think that it really is still in the same setting that it was in originally.
Yeah.
Council President, would you
So-
yield some time to Mr. Brewer?
we're in further discussion. Yeah, Mr. Brewer, you have something to say? Come on up.
But when y'all are done.
Come on up. It's okay. We'll
I just want to say
break protocol.
thank you for the discussion, the consideration, and the approval to get this bid from Wolf. And to say that about 6 weeks ago on Facebook, a Roadside America group, right? So somebody, I don't know who this person is, Joyce Langan, posted, stopped in Fairhope, Alabama in September 2023 to see the Hermit Hut of Tolstoy Park. This one-room round hut was built by Hermit Henry Stewart in the 1920s. You can go inside, but my wonky knee wouldn't cooperate, so I took these interior pictures through the windows. And she put 4 pictures that she took through the windows, and it went viral. There were 6,500 responses, not.
That's how much we pay for the movers.
Yeah. And
$1 a person.
1,200 shares of it. So I asked ChatGPT, handy dandy tool, I said, my question to ChatGPT was a Facebook post with 6,500 responses and 1,100 shares would likely have how many total views? And the answer came back, a Facebook post with 6,500 responses and 1,100 shares would be estimated to have around between 130,000 and 150,000 total views across all of America and wherever else anybody's looking. And they don't know anything about my novel. I was hoping my novel sales were going to go out the roof on Amazon, and it ticked upward. But these are people who were attracted just to the appearance of this thing on Facebook, and maybe 150,000 people saw that. So down the road, when it is a viable tourist attraction, and maybe we don't need any more tourists, but I think it'll be easy to put it'll be an iconic structure in the Flying Creek Nature Preserve that will draw a lot of tourists, which puts people in the hotels, people in the, and so I say thank you.
Yes, sir.
To all of this, to everybody's effort.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, and the truth will set you free. Hopefully that book will keep ticking up, sir. All right, I'm all about capitalism. Let's go. All right. Did we vote?
You have a motion and a
Okay,
second.
do we have a motion and a second?
Yes, you do.
All right. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Very good. All right. Agenda item number 15 is a resolution to award bid number 24060-2024 to American Tennis Courts, Inc. for a new tennis court and pickleball courts at Mike Ford Tennis Center with a bid proposal not to exceed $600,745.95. All right, this is pretty
I'll
straightforward.
say, so move.
Second.
Okay, all right. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Well, there were 3 bids, and they were a pretty tight band, and, real reasonable.
Yep,
It's a little over budget, but, it was the lowest bid.
yep. So we got a lot of happy people with this, I think, They're probably going to want more even after we build these, but.
I don't know, after they see that fee
There's a new parking
schedule.
problem.
Right.
More pickleball courts.
All right, very good. Did I get a motion and a second? Yes? Hearing no further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. All right, motion carries. All right. Agenda item number 16. All right. All right. Be it resolved that the government body of the city of Fairhope, Alabama, that the city council adopted the following recommendations from the Recreation Board for Mike Ford Tennis Center and Quail Creek for tournament and school play, other than Fairhope Middle School and High School, if available, with no rental fee reductions. All right?
Council President, do we need to add the comment down there on the $50 per court for pickleball courts, including pickleball courts, Quail Creek, total of 4 hours maximum to that as well?
Yes, so I have that on this new one here. Let's see. So at the end of that one, including the pickleball courts at Quail Creek, it should add a maximum of 4 hours. We got that, Lisa?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Do we need to make a motion to amend that, or can I make a motion to adopt the amended, the resolution as read?
As read.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to adopt the amended read resolution with the addition of the maximum of 4 hours on this particular resolution. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right, let's see, we have another one here. Agenda item number 17 is a resolution that the city council adopts the following recommendations from the Recreation Board for Fairhope Municipal Indoor Pool, that the Eastern Shore Parent Aquatic Foundation, Inc., SWAT, continue to utilize the pool lane rental fees in the amount of $1,200 per month. Individual indoor pool lane rental fees be $25 per lane per hour. This will include the lane rental fee for a Bayshore Christian School and St. Michael's Catholic School, and to allow Eastern Shore Master Swim pay a total of $250 per month for the use of 4 indoor pool lanes on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 5:30 a.m. to 7 o'clock a.m. only. And in turn, Eastern Shore Master Swim will provide the city with documentation of 8 hours of in-kind services, which would include swimming lessons. That should be added at the end to be particular. The in-kind services will be 8 hours a month of swimming lessons, if I may add that amended resolution. Should be swimming lessons.
Yeah, and Council President, I think, did you read the old one, or because?
This is the old one.
Yeah, you got it, on the
All right.
new one, it says, if available with no rental fee reductions. You should have been handed a new one.
Yeah, I have it here. Let me read it. So, let's see. Be it resolved that the government body of the city of Fairhope, Alabama, that the city council adopts the following recommendations from the Recreation Board for Fairhope Municipal Indoor Pool, subject to availability by staff, if appropriate, is that right? Or by staff approval, excuse me.
And staff
Yeah,
approval.
subject to availability by staff approval. Okay,
With no rental fee reductions.
with no rental fee reductions at the end of that.
Correct.
That's exactly right.
And then just to kind of pick on that number 3, and it says, and in turn, Eastern Shore Master Swim, should it say, and also? Because almost in turn means, it could be taken as in lieu of. I don't want it to be taken as in lieu of the $250, because it's $250 a month and 8 hours of swim lessons a month.
That's legal. That's going to be an instrument word. It's in lieu or also. It says here, in turn, he's asking, are there any legal problems with that as far as clarity?
In kind?
Well, I just don't want it to supplant the $250 per month, because it's both. It's $250 a month and 8 hours of
Free swimming
in-kind
lessons.
services.
I think the way that reads is, and in turn,
They will do.
they will provide
Yeah.
with documentation of 8 hours of in-kind service.
Yeah. For that price. That's the way I read it as well. That's the way I read it as
It's
well,
not an or,
Jack.
it's an and. But I'm just saying, the
Yeah.
in turn, to me, it may imply that in lieu of.
Yeah,
Do you read that?
In addition
you
to,
could take out the word in turn.
I would just say,
And-
and also. I would put in the word also instead of in turn.
Or just say, and Eastern Shore Master Swim will
There you
provide.
go. Yep.
Yeah, just say, and.
Just take out the word in turn, words in turn.
Yep.
That's right. Just take that out. Right, okay. That'll tighten it up. Lisa, you got that?
Yes, I do.
I make a motion to approve
As amended.
as amended.
Very good.
Second?
I have a motion to approve as amended, and I have a second. Any further discussion? All right. Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right. Agenda item number 18 is an appointment to the Recreation Board. 2 appointments to the Recreation Board, actually. Jack, you got any problems with the appointees?
No, I
Any-
think that
any
we had made
issues?
that board had made the
Make
recommendation to
recommendation.
change our ordinance so that, that it would include the police jurisdiction, which used to be the planning jurisdiction. So we just changed it from planning to police, which is the same territory.
Yep. So the 2 appointees are Mike Ball and Mary Lee Messenger. All right,
So moved.
very good.
Second?
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. All right, agenda item number 19 is an appointment of the Historical Preservation Commission. Recommendations by the mayor. Jay, you want to speak on this a little bit?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
We had some very good applications. Obviously, being the commission, this is our first time having a commission, so this is a newly formed entity that we are appointing for the first time. Mayor had a tough call on her hands. We had some, like I said, some very qualified people apply, but she came up with a list of 7 names and provided those names to me, and I looked at those prior to providing those to Councilman Martin. We have 2 appointees with 3-year terms, 2 appointees with 2-year terms, and then 2 with 1-year terms. And the hope, I believe, is, assuming continued interest, is to maybe some of those very qualified people that couldn't get that appointment on the first go-round can maybe cycle in on those 1-year appointments so that those with interest and qualification can have the opportunity to serve.
Very good, very good. Very
I
good.
move to appoint those 7 members.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second for the appointees for our Historical Preservation Commission. We're moving in the right direction, guys. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 20 is a request. Celeste Riverbark, Executive Director of the Fairhope Educational Enrichment Foundation, otherwise known as FEEF, requesting to serve beer and alcohol on Friday, September 27, 2024, for FEEF's inaugural tennis tournament to be held at the Mike Ford Tennis Center at 600 Morphy Avenue. The event will begin at 8:00 a.m. and will continue until 1 p.m. These beverages will be available in accordance with Alabama Alcohol and Beverage Control Guidelines. Chief?
It's a brunch.
All right,
Motion to approve.
very good. All right.
Second.
Yeah, and FEEF is renting, they will fall in line with the rental fees that we
Some
just,
morning drinkers, I guess.
yeah, no doubt. They'll fall in line. Yeah, they'll probably have, the tomato juice stuff, whatever you call that stuff.
Bloody Marys.
Yeah, Bloody Marys.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is, yeah. All right, motion and a second, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. All right, agenda item number 21 is public participation. It's for the good of the order. You have 3 minutes. Please present your name, your address.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, I got a motion?
Second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Adjourn. Thank y'all.